Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. And for this particular video, I'm taking us into the archives where we are going back to a particular sighting I've had several months ago, roughly 7 or 8 months. And this sighting revolves around the little egret, which, if some of you know about birds, is a very dynamic species. And they are very comical in nature because normally I film this bird around shallow water bodies, and you'll see them being like very cool, wading in the water, relaxed, and then suddenly they'll go from 0 to 100 in a flash of seconds. So like as they're coolly wading, all of a sudden if they spot a fish, then you'll see them like go completely berserk. They will go all out to catch the fish. And so that is the bird that I was after. Okay, so coming back to my sighting, I realized that instead of sitting behind the laptop or sitting at my desk and talking to you guys about it, I made the journey and came all the way to the location itself where I had shot this footage 7 months, 8 months ago. And here I am just approaching that area, and I'll show you guys in just a few seconds what this whole place is about and why it's so different. That right there is, of course, the sea, Bay of Bengal, and this area right here, this is the harbor mouth. So I found this particular patch which is right down here, and this is where several egrets were just hanging around. There are additional features in this area which the egrets can actually use to their advantage, so it's not all bad. So in this case, there were the rocks. So the rocks were a particular feature where I saw a lot of egrets perch up and hang around the rocks, hang around the little nooks and crannies that are there between the rocks that are submerged, to kind of wait for fish to come and find shelter there. As I'm talking to you guys about the little egrets using these rocks to kind of perch on and hunt for fish, this little heron came in and sat right there.
This video isn't only about egrets hunting from rocks. It's about a pioneering individual that did the unthinkable. A little egret that reinvented its hunting style. And here's how it happened.
Now, there is no wildlife sighting, right, without a little bit of tension and without that fear of not being able to get the shot. And that's exactly what happened that day. So it was kind of late in the evening. Now, I know the positive thing about that is that the tide was at its lowest at that point. So I assume it's for that reason that there were a lot of fish on the surface itself. But then the downside of this was that the sun was about to set, and I probably wouldn't have enough light to film this bird. So everything was on the edge. It was all good and bad at the same time. And the egret made several attempts. Now, mind you, every time it crossed the entire length of the harbor, it took out a lot of energy from the bird. But I was so glad that it went back again to try the same behavior, even though it didn't manage the first time. So it kept doing that, I think 2 or 3 times, and I was losing hope a bit because I was worried that the sun would set soon. And at the same time, I knew that as the minutes are passing, the tide is getting lower and more fish are collecting. So I think that's what the egret saw as well and didn't want to give up. So I was really hoping that it manages to catch one fish at least in this last attempt. And it made several, it dunked its head several times mid-flight and failed every time. But just as it was crossing the kind of range of where the sun is setting in front of me, something clicked and the bird caught a fish, and it was truly magical to see it kind of in that semi silhouette. And it's a white bird, so it kind of was glowing as well, and the water is glowing, the fish, the splashes, everything was just perfectly in sync.
Alright, folks, I'm signing off, leaving you with this gorgeous sunset. Documenting this unique behavior is ingrained in my memory, and I hope I was able to convey just how special this was to me. If you like these kinds of videos, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. See you on the next one.